How do you live and manage your pain? This is Turning Pain into Strength with your host, published author, and certified health practitioner, Michelle Eberwein.
Hi, and welcome to the Turning Pain into Strength podcast. I am your host, Michelle Eberwein. Today we're going to be talking with Kristen Hass. She is a former personal trainer, and she's going to share with us her journey living with invisible illnesses such as fibromyalgia, Hashimoto's, and TMJ. Now, she has rebuilt her life around these challenges, and she is going to share her story with you. So, let's get started.
I'm ready to hear your story. Tell me about yourself. Your name is Kristen Hass.
Yes, that's my married name.
Okay.
I've been married for, it'll be 28 years this year.
Okay.
I've been with my husband for 33.
Okay.
We have two daughters, a 24, almost 25-year-old, and another one that's going to be 22. So yes, we've been together for a long time. I'm 54, a wife, a mother, I babysit. I used to be a personal trainer and nutrition specialist. So I try to take as good a care of myself as possible.
Yeah.
Because of my situation. Obviously, I was actually more physically active, like after I gave birth to both my kids.
Okay.
I decided, I needed to get in some shape, some sort,
Yeah.
At some point, you're like, okay, I'm not getting any younger. And I always thought that was a cliche, but it's so true that I need to start maintaining where I'm at now,
Right.
at least, so I stay as physically active as possible. And then I found that to be really a joyful time, walking, running, physical activity. I found that very cathartic.
Yeah.
So I thought, what better way to make a living than to, do something I truly would help me as well as the client, because every client I worked with, I worked out with. I wasn't on my phone. I didn't deviate from paying 100% attention to them and doing the physical activity with them, because I would never ask anybody to do something that I wouldn't do myself.
Yeah.
Or didn't know how to do even. So I stayed physically fit that way. I was that personal trainer for 15 years, and then pandemic hit. And I didn't look at it the same way, it didn't feel the same. It wasn't my priority anymore.
Okay. Like just one day you woke up and it just wasn't.
I mean, over the time of the, isolation, when we're all just packed in like sardines.
Oh, the pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of just kept seeping into I kept going, what is it going to look like now?
Right.
What if this is what this is, and I'm like, how do I go about, doing it and feeling right about it when I wasn't even feeling right about just life in general,
Right. You started spiraling a little bit, going
a
down
little
the
bit,
hole.
but you got stuck in this, cocoon with just your family members, and it did play a large role. And then I was communicating with my clients during those times, and some of them were not on board with wearing masks, and that did not feel good for me. So it culminated in a few different things. So
yeah.
the thing that felt right was to take a step back from it for a little bit, and I haven't been back. So while I feel a part of it is ingrained in me, it is how I look at life. I don't feel the need to do a one-on-one personally with another person.
Okay.
I feel like I would prefer to even like hit the masses a little more. I did start a YouTube channel so that I could at least, get some ideas out there about cooking and
Okay.
working out and all kinds of life stuff. So, but I started noticing the pain right after I turned about 38.
Okay.
I was doing personal training professionally at that point. I had just passed my personal training test. And I just started noticing I was just kind of achy and just didn't feel good. And I felt like I had the flu, which is
Right.
what a lot of fibro people say it correlates to, which
Yes.
a little bit. But I'm just like, okay, you're run down, you're running around, you're taking care of
Right.
kids, you're doing all kinds of school, stuff. Maybe it's just, I don't
Your
know,
body just, yelling.
telling you to slow down, right?
Yeah.
Telling you to slow down. But it just kept like I'd recuperate for a little bit and then I backslide again. And
Okay.
okay, I'm not comfortable with this. It doesn't feel right.
Something's wrong.
Yeah, like 3 years before that, I had been diagnosed with hypothyroidism, even
Okay.
though I've always been, other than my youth when I had the baby fat still, I've always been a very thin person. I think my pregnancies where I was with my first daughter, I weighed 167. I got to 167 pounds, and that's the
Okay.
biggest I've ever been. And I dropped back down to 130, went back up to 160, and then that's when I started working out.
Okay.
Because I kept the 135, but my body just didn't feel comfortable with that. And then maybe that's what started it to. There was so many things that factored into, they're not sure what started fibro initially. Some say it's a dormant virus in your system. Some say it's trauma. Some say it's, a car accident and I've had all those things. So
Okay.
who knows? I kind of also feel like I've had it my entire life in a sense.
So the day you got up with when did you go to the doctor after you started feeling like this?
Oh God, I went to the doctor many, many times. Okay.
Oh.
I had a male doctor. I went to him. I told him what was happening. I was also going to my dentist because at this time I was also having jaw pain.
Okay.
But I've always had jaw issues. One of them, I believe, is from a car accident. So where my jaw should have been wired shut, like with the other two people that had been in the car. But apparently I acted normal. So I mean, I was only 4, so I don't really know like what all happened. I just know that my mom and my sister got their jaws wired shut and I didn't. I ended up just waiting out in the waiting room. And I don't even know if I got fully checked out. I really don't. To this day, I don't remember.
Wow.
I really don't remember. So I feel like it might have started then. But I've also had viruses. I've had a throat infection that would not go away right around the time that I started becoming a personal trainer. I remember I had to take several rounds of different antibiotics. And yeah, that maybe triggered something because that's when I really started to feel it, like right around 38. But when 40 hit, I was just a basket case.
And you were diagnosed with fibromyalgia at that time?
No, the male doctor would not diagnose me. He said, what you need to do is go to a therapist because you're depressed. And I said, no, what you don't seem to understand is I'm depressed because I'm in pain. I'm not in pain because I'm depressed. And he kept going, no, you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me. I go, no, you're not listening to me.
Right.
And then he sent me a letter saying he no longer wanted to see me.
You were discharged as a patient. You were a difficult patient.
Right. I sat and cried it in his office, and apparently that was a no. I go, you don't want to help me.
Right.
And he goes, you don't want to listen to what I'm saying. And I go, ugh, what are you doing?
Frustrating.
Such a frustrating moment. And I, to this day, will not go to a male doctor.
Yeah, trauma.
But I also, I also sent him a thank you card when I found my doctor that I have now that I love. And I said, oh, thank you for firing me as a patient because I found somebody that will believe me and listen to me and treat me like
Wow.
like a human being.
Well, good for you. You got the
It
last word in there.
felt so good.
I bet.
And that card, I'm like, I know it's offhanded or passive aggressive or whatever, but
That's okay.
I didn't care at that point.
Yeah.
So a lot of it, I feel like I felt some of these pains and aches and things
For a
like
long
my
time.
whole life, like my
Yeah.
whole life, all growing up. Like
Mhm.
I always had jaw pain. Like I always felt like my jaw would click.
Okay.
I chewed gum to excess. That couldn't have been any part of it
No,
whatsoever.
not at all.
No, not at all. You know, the big chunks of hubba bubba sitting on the side of your mouth, you know,
Yes.
like you end up chewing on like rubber.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with it whatsoever. But I always felt like I always kept telling like I needed to be stretched out. Like I didn't feel like my body got to be long enough. So I always felt like my joints had been like shoved up into my body. Like
Okay.
I didn't get like relief sometimes. And then
Mhm.
sometimes I would feel totally fine. So
Okay.
I know some of it is from growth. I know everybody gets that in a sense,
Yeah.
but it felt like it kept happening residually, like for my whole life.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I never had good periods. Those were always horrifying. Um, so migraines, I've always gotten migraines. So when this fibro diagnosis came down, I then got diagnosed after that with not only was I hypo, but I had Hashimoto's.
Hashimoto's. Okay.
So you know, they have to biopsy you every few years to make sure nothing's
Nothing's
happening.
changing. Yeah.
And those biopsies would just wreck me for weeks afterwards. I'd be like the stress from just like them you're basically putting a needle in your neck and
Right.
sawing back and forth
Okay.
to
Wow.
get little chunks of your thyroid out, right?
Thyroid. Yeah.
So what else can you do in that situation but tighten up everything, right?
Right.
Just like,
Yeah.
relax, it'll be okay. It won't.
No, and you can't relax.
And they don't, it's not like they go, okay, here's a muscle relaxer or here, do this before you come or, and
Mm-mm.
I mentioned this to my endocrinologist. I'm like, I cannot do these biopsies anymore.
Yeah.
They are wrecking me and I'm not sure if I'm bouncing back to where I should be before you did this, you know?
Right.
And
Right.
is it really that important? I would rather have it out, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
She actually told me this last time when we did the ultrasound that the nodules have gotten a little bit smaller and stuff. So
Okay.
I'm encouraged by that. And she's like, well,
Sure.
we don't have to do a biopsy as long as the ultrasounds keep coming back pretty, you know,
Normal for
well, a normal for
you're
me.
normal.
Yeah, my normal, whatever that may be. But uh, the pain from it just exacerbated, you know, everything else. So
Right. And the anxiety preparing for these biopsies just wrecked your entire body.
oh, yes. And it happens every time I go to visit my rheumatologist. It's just, she can go, okay, she'll do the pressure point test, and I'll just be like,
Yeah, that hurts. And they really push. And it's like they have to, but it lingers for about 2 days on me.
yeah, that is something that you can't explain to a person that doesn't deal with pain on a daily basis. Like everybody else starts, I shouldn't say everybody else, everybody's got
The
something.
majority, yeah.
But a good portion of people wake up every day, they can sit up, they can do their thing. You know, they don't go to a doctor that tells them, oh, you're just getting older, don't worry about it. That kind of thing. I got that blow off too as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's like I don't sit up. I kind of lean up, I kind of, kind of give
Yeah.
myself a good momentum, but then I don't let it hinder me. Like, I think of my pain level as my, I don't want to say superpower, but my,
Your strength.
yeah, I go out with this suit of armor on already. Like, I'm already in beast mode, right? Do not mess with me. I would say
Right.
that word, but
You're on a mission.
I have to go out there and do what I'm doing, and I have to do the entire thing in its entirety, and then just sit down. Because then if I sit down before that, or if I get too comfortable,
You can't finish.
and then there's guilt factor, right?
Yes.
So it's like, okay, then I'm pushed back a day.
Right.
And then if I overdo it to make up for the 2 days before then, it's like a schedule. And you got to do like the reverse math, they call it, right? Okay,
Yes.
if I'm doing this major lifting of boxes or whatever, or, I have to take a long trip, because my daughter goes to school in Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
My husband's actually bringing her back right now, but I drove her home.
Oh
And
my
it's 5
God.
hours there and 5 hours back.
There's no way. Oh my goodness. But
So
you got to
we
do
quite
it.
a bit. We do
Yeah.
quite a bit. But I love her, and I'm glad when she's home, and I think she's a cool person, so I would go get her from anywhere. But it is taxing.
Yes. And you pay the price for it.
And then I'm just like, okay, how long am I going to be down, or how much time do I need to recuperate? So that has to be factored in. And then I babysit 2 little kids, 5 and 6, 3 days a week. And, I make the dinners, and, I help entertain them, and, we do all kinds of stuff. So, but I also feel like those 2 little kids get me up and moving and giving me some energy that I wouldn't normally have with, say, older people.
I was just going to say, when you said make dinners, I was going to ask, if you didn't have to make them dinners, would you be getting up? Would you take those days and stay in bed? But they give you a little purpose on those 3 days. You have to get up. You've got to push through. You've got to make the dinners. They need to eat. It's like,
Yeah,
you really push through.
And their mom and dad, they really value my help a lot. They are
Oh, that's so nice.
how wonderful I am. The mom is constantly going, Kristen, it's gonna make me cry.
Aw,
I cannot do this without you. I could not do this without you.
you are so valued.
I'm just trying to say that as a prepared person who deals with levels of pain and how they affect like your everyday life.
Sure.
And you almost prep for some of the stupidest things, that may never come.
Right.
Or you worry overly because you're not only worried for yourself, but your entire family. Like, you're the
Yes.
right? So she's the schedule holder, she's the people gatherer, she's the cook, the nurse, the therapist, the what have you. And a lot of times she doesn't get any of that, right?
Right. You wear all the hats, yes.
And I'm not saying that like I'm holier than thou or anything. Believe me, I made a lot of mistakes.
Of course.
And I regret them like, forever. But I can't carry that around,
Right. It's not
I don't think
healthy.
anybody expects me to, I don't. I apologize where I need to, and I take as much accountability as I can think to. A lot of times I don't see the whole picture.
Right.
And if people want to point that out to me, I'm willing to listen, but I don't, I can't live past
In the past.
stuff.
No, it's not healthy. You need to let it go. And the
And
decision
a lot of it's too
made.
traumatic, it's too,
Yeah.
it doesn't present a positive thought process, and it doesn't keep me from thinking forward.
No, and you need to forgive yourself for that time. You made decisions based on what you thought were right or in survival mode. So
Right.
you may do something different now, but you're older, you're wiser, different circumstances, and you've grown from that experience, but it's in
Oh,
the past.
definitely.
Forgive
Yep.
yourself and you
Yep.
move on, make better choices. That's all you can do. It's life.
And I know in my heart there was nothing ill will or
Mhm.
purposeful, like I need this. So, back up, there was never
Yeah.
any of that intention. So I know with how I dealt with it was exactly what you said.
Mhm.
There was no other way to configure things. So
You
I
made
had
decisions
to
based on that.
I had to go with the lesser of two evils sometimes.
Yes.
That
So,
was
but
how.
the girls growing up as at a young age, did they know that you were sick at times, or like mommy couldn't do something because you weren't feeling well or your pain was too bad? Like, how did they grow up with you?
Okay, for a long time, I don't even think they knew. Like
Okay.
I don't recall like mentioning it until it started to really like affect me. So like the first couple years, um, while trying to regulate like my medication dosages that I got on and things, and starting antidepressants and weaning myself off them and just deciding they're just not my cup of tea.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't think I wore it as much as when they got older, and I felt they needed to know kind of why sometimes I just pop off or I just get like in explode mode, not like angry to the point where I'm like I'm gonna, it was like I just need a break.
Yeah, your
I've reached my
body.
limit. I love you guys, but back off. you
Right.
know
Mom needs a
or
minute.
I'll just come out and say I'm really crabby today. uh you might want to stay as far away from me as possible, but I've given you fair warning. So
Okay.
come at me, I'll probably pop off. But it's never been anything where they're like, oh my God, mom, oh, I'm so
They're
sick.
packing their backpack.
Right. They've always been, okay, gotcha, gotcha. And
Mhm.
I don't really think it started to get like that until I progressed.
And
I
when did you
actually
start
had,
progressing?
oh gosh, that's a very good question. I would say about, okay, so technically I was diagnosed
You're around 38.
2008, 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 2008-ish. That's when I started to really feel it. But I hadn't been diagnosed with it yet. Then around 2009 is when I found the doctor that I love and has been with me. And my endocrinologist, I kind of found them both at the same time.
Okay.
And then so that's when I started noticing like more jaw issues.
Mm-hmm.
Because I notice when I sleep, I not grind my teeth so much as like
Clenching.
bite down. Like
Yeah.
I'm living my anger in my sleep. I don't know. But we tried mouth guards, we tried all kinds of things, and all I did was wake up with a sore jaw because I
Oh
thought
gosh.
I actually bite on it on purpose, to like, and it was just making things worse. So
Mm.
I actually had to have what's called arthrocentesis, where they take the bad fluid out of your jaw and they flush it out and get rid of like any infection or anything in there, and then they put new fluid. I call it my oil change. And I
Wow,
had
it sounds
that,
like it.
and they wanted me to start chewing right away and working with, it was
Mhm.
like an outpatient, it was like an emergency outpatient thing, because they
Wow.
sent me to physical therapy, and the physical therapy was actually making my mouth go like smaller. So he's like,
Wow.
open your mouth, and I could open it about that far. And he's like, okay, we got a problem. And so the oral surgeon's like, we need to do this procedure. And that's what I just described to you about the
Wow.
oil change, so to speak. And they put me out in the dental chair
Mm-hmm.
and proceeded to take these needles and it out
Holy
and
cow.
flush it out. And then, and I actually need to have it done again because I keep this side of this jaw on this side seems to get swollen, like for random reasons. I still have not figured it out. I talked to my dentist about it. I talked to an oral surgeon about it. I don't understand why both sides hurt, but this side seems to like go like get poofy. And
Wow.
like, yeah, it's very weird. And it gets to the point where I have to be on soft foods for a couple weeks. Yeah, it's pretty damaging. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And then I'm supposed to do it again, but the oral surgeon I got sent to is no bueno. And
need to find another one.
something. I wish I could go back to the other one, but he's not on my insurance, my first one, because he's not on my insurance, but he was really great. He
Mhm.
was super. And it improved almost immediately. Like
Wow,
right
okay.
after I started chewing a cheeseburger, I think I started crying
Oh,
because I'd been on scrambled eggs and soup and
applesauce, yogurt, all this stuff.
oh
There's, yeah,
gosh.
that's
And
enough.
and frankly, it was just like you would think I'd hate those things now, but I still eat soup and eggs and everything else because I have to go back to that soft food,
Right before that again.
every 3 or 4 months, I would say, and I'm not sure if it's something where I'm carrying a lot of stress in my jaw because I know I do that.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like women in general do that, like carry it up here and on the
On the
shoulder.
shoulders, yeah.
Yeah. So, but it got to the point where I felt like it kept sliding. So I felt like it started mainly up top here,
Mhm.
in here because of my jaw. And then I kept asking myself, well, is it my jaw making my body feel like this? Or is it my body making my jaw feel like this? Like which one started? Because I
Yeah,
feel like one instigates the other. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
for
Like if I
sure.
have the jaw pain, I immediately feel more pressure in my shoulders, in my neck, up into my head. And of course, the migraines come.
Migraines,
The
yes.
jaw is just doesn't feel aligned right. Or like, I'll have these moments where the migraines, I'll wake up with one, or I'll go to sleep with one, or I'll still have one after having, so that's an issue. And then people don't understand how much fibro affects like your whole system,
It's the
like
entire body.
from top to bottom. And so does your thyroid. Your thyroid is supposed to control your whole system. But
Right.
I have no temperature gauge. So my body can fluctuate. Even in 90-degree weather, I can be freezing.
Holy cow.
Or I can be sweating on a 0-degree day. Oh, and then there's the gastro issues, and just memory issues.
The brain fog. Oh my
The
goodness.
brain fog is just cruel. It's just like
That is cruel.
Can I at least remember all of it, please? Or
I
why
know.
I'm going to where I'm going? Or
Yeah,
I feel like I talk to myself out loud more now because I want to hear myself say what I'm doing next, hoping that it's kind of like a recording in my ear to
yes.
say, oh, wait, think back. What was that you just said to yourself? And sometimes
I
it works.
write it down because I have a photographic memory. So I write it down so that I picture it. And then
Yes.
I did post-it notes, but then I was forgetting where I was putting them.
I would forget
It's real. The brain fog is real.
I would forget to write it down, to be honest. So, like, I got to the point where the note thing in your phone is like,
Yes.
is like filled. Mine is filled with random thoughts. I kind of look at it as my journal.
Yeah, that's helpful.
I kind of use it for my YouTube channel if I come up with an idea or something I want to make or some way to make it better or more healthy or something like that. I'll write that down. Or if I come up with an episode name, because those are hard.
Yeah.
Or if I am trying to remember a recipe and I keep forgetting the same ingredients, or I write down my daughter's zip codes because for some reason I can remember their addresses.
But not the zip code.
It goes right out of my head every time. And if I say it all together, sometimes it clicks. But yeah, that memory thing is the worst. And I do everything to make that not be scary to me. because my grandma had dementia and Alzheimer's. And so in my head, sometimes you just go to the worst case scenario. Like, oh my God, I can't remember what I was just going to do. And it terrifies me because I can sit down and I'm like, sometimes it'll never come back. Sometimes I go to the doctor and I want to mention things but at the moment aren't hurting. And then when I leave, I automatically just go, "Ugh." I'm so angry because I didn't remember that has been bothering me, this, that, or the other thing, whatever.
Right.
So that's aggravating to me. And then I find that if I read things about symptoms of my disease, I feel like my body automatically adopts them. Like,
Really?
Yeah, like I feel like I'm giving it a suggestion and my body is taking way too many liberties with what it can adopt and what it can't. Because I think of it as like a demon, kind of in my system,
An entity, yes.
that every once in a while I'd like to expel. And then you say, I really wish I could get out of my skin for 5 minutes. And they don't understand what that means. But honestly, I say to myself, I hope that if I have it, it prevents somebody else from having it. Truly.
Yes, I like to think that way too. Can't believe that this actually exists and it's like a long-term suffering for
with
people.
No cure. No, you're just supposed to be okay because, you don't have cancer and you don't have this or that or the other thing that has a treatment.
Right.
And I don't want to deny anything to anyone by any means, but it's just like, I just want a little something.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be a prescription medication. I wish it was something I could physically do.
Right.
Or something how I ate would make it alleviate itself. Or if I had just ignored it, it would go away for 10 minutes. And sometimes I feel like that when I take a nice Epsom bath, which are just
heaven.
Oh my God. You get me in one of those. I think I'm in there for a good hour and a half because I make the water so freaking hot that I'm surprised I'm not jumping out with like blisters on my skin. I just enjoy how it releases that pain pinch kind of that like tightness. When I step into that bath with that extremely hot water, it immediately goes like, and I just want to live in there forever.
It gives you that mental break for just that little bit of time to recharge and restart. It gives you that break that you need.
Couldn't do it without the Epsoms. I could not do it. I use Village Natural Therapies and they are brilliant. They have like essential stuff in them. And they have one called Comfort and it's just beautiful.
Is it on Amazon?
Yep, you can get it on Amazon. You can get it on their website. I love it. It's called Comfort. It's purple bag for the Epsom salts. And then they also have a body wash and I use it as a bubble bath. The sleep has been an issue for I don't know how long. That one really, and we all know we rejuvenate that way. That's how your body recuperates, is to sleep it off, as I like to say. You're sleeping it off. But when your body has that break of, oh, okay, all of a sudden, I just need to be awake.
Right.
At 3:47 in the morning, somehow my body thinks that that's a really great time to pop up and go, okay, what are we doing? And I really want to know what we're doing because 2 seconds ago, I was dead asleep. But I can easily, and I know that I need that sleep. And I know I've done a good preparation across the board to try and get that sleep. But I don't know.
Sometimes the body has different ideas when it's being attacked like that.
And then I'm going through menopause as well. So that's a trigger. But when I first noticed that, that the menopause had started, it's just like you're keeping those hormones in your system for longer. I mean,
Sure.
that's got to be a detriment. That's got to be a positive thing, you would think, right?
Yeah.
So, but 50 hit, and that's when it happened. Like, just felt like it all started, and then that's when the body aches started getting a little more intense,
Okay.
a little more, they could be a little bit more powerful. They're a little bit more stabby, I would say. Like in the joints, sometimes I can have like this sharp shooting pain that like stabs you in the wrist and then like shoots down your hand. Or your ankles that day feel super tight and super like not functional. Like
Right. They're
they
not
feel super
allowing the
stiff.
movement.
Right. They're immobile in a sense. I mean, I know I can move my feet. They
Right.
seem like they move okay. But when I start to move the joints, like when I do my fingers and I do crochet, so a lot of times I'm just like, why am I doing crochet?
Right.
But it's a cathartic thing for me. But
Sure.
it does take some like, I can only go so long from, doing a lot of self myofascial kind of release type, where you're just kind of squeezing and releasing. And I feel like I get that same sensation when I take like the Epsom baths. Like,
Yeah.
it's super tight and then you get that release. But then I feel like as soon as you get out, it's like,
Yeah, you got
back.
about 10 minutes. Enjoy it.
I used to love chiropractic and the stem, the TENS machines, and then I
Yeah.
also loved acupuncture.
Yeah.
Loved it. Love it. But as soon as you take the needles out and you go home, that drive home is stressful enough. You already lost me. And I'm already, at this heightened sense of awareness, I feel like, right? Because
Right.
your body's a buzz when you're already in pain. Like I feel there's this low level humming, like
Yep.
coming out of all the pain areas, right?
That's what I say, a vibration. You can
There's
actually
definitely
feel the vibration.
and it's not a nice one. Like if it was
No.
a massage, it would be great, right? We'd be all
Yeah.
but it's not. It's this intense kind of, it almost feels like you're getting constantly stung by bees a little bit. Like that heat in your joints is just so intense. And then those joints, if you could move them, would just probably feel better, but they lock up on you.
Do you have any good days, or is there always a level of pain for you?
That's a good question. I would say on average, I always have a dull pain.
A dull humming
Mhm.
pain.
A dull humming pain. Yeah, that's just below the surface, right? I don't think it's other people's fault that I'm in pain, but I also try to explain to them how it feels. And sometimes when they don't understand, it just doesn't hurt me, but it aggravates me because I can't explain it good enough. And if they don't understand, it just makes me so angry. Like,
It's very frustrating.
why can you not see what this does to me? I would say I pretty much raised myself in general. Like I did a lot of my own way. I would explain that more, but the trauma behind it is still something I'm kind of
Working with it's
Working.
childhood trauma.
and it's not anything like you would think. It's just like
It's your trauma.
Yeah.
It's your trauma. It doesn't matter if your
Right.
trauma is
I
bigger or
appreciate
smaller.
that so much. I wish somebody could explain it to other people because they don't seem to get that.
That's
But
why
yeah.
I'm doing this podcast, and that's why.
And I so appreciate that. You do not know how excited I got when I thought or knew I was going to get to tell my story. Because it's just like all everybody hears is, oh, you're in pain, oh, you're in pain, oh, you're in pain. But they don't hear how I'm saying it. Like this is crushing to me. Like I took care of myself, I can imagine where I would be if I didn't take care of myself. Like I feel that I would be so much worse. That would be so much worse. I have a bunny rabbit also.
Okay.
That really, really saved me.
How did he save you?
Well, just the quiet. Like I stopped talking and defending myself, I stopped thinking that I had to put up this front and that I'm this, this person that can do anything. Just ask me and, I'll make that for you and I'll do this for you. And I started to not be able to do that anymore. And I just had to start to quiet myself. Like kind of just introvert, not stay inside myself, but just stay inside and just think about everything. I kind of just did my memoirs in my head in a sense.
Okay.
Like I went through everything and I went through with, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Me. I'm okay with it. That's all that matters. In this moment in time, that's got to be pretty much all that matters. Because in the end, if I start worrying all the time about other people that don't worry about me, I don't have the time. It's too exhausting.
Did you go to therapy for all of this, or are you just so in tune to your body and your thoughts that you have, you're doing
I've
therapy?
been to therapy before.
Okay.
Many years ago, probably before I got married. And then I tried therapy again, and it was one and done with the woman that
Just wasn't for you at that time, yeah.
At that time, and I wasn't into looking for something else. And it's ironic that you asked me that because I just the other day did a consult with a therapist, and I'm going to be starting again.
Okay.
But a lot of the work I have literally done myself.
You've done a great job.
Thank you. It's nice to hear. It is something that is work. It is journaling, and I do my journaling sessions got to be kind of far apart because as I write, I notice things and while I write, I press kind of hard and it gets a little hard to do.
A little aggressive.
Yeah, so I started to not be able to physically write things down. So that's why I was saying the note things on my phone started becoming this lifeline for me.
Now, not to bring you backwards, but you got diagnosed. Was that more of a relief that you had a diagnosis to all this pain and things that were going on in your body, or was it more of a devastation that made you just want to curl up?
That's so funny because I was just before I came on, I was like, okay, what did I think about it? Like, I would say for the most part, I was in denial about how much it was going to affect me.
Oh, okay.
And I still feel like that's part of the reason why I don't look up additional symptoms or side effects or what have you from whatever. Is I probably lived in a good state of denial for a while because I felt like I lived above it pretty well. Like I was on a good trajectory, But then I noticed like I kept slipping, and then when I'd come back, I wasn't coming back all the way. Like even during my personal training days and things, like I would be stretching is my friend. I find stretching completely amazing. Like if you can stretch long enough to get that rubber band to kind of release in your body, it's just this amazing kind of
release. It helps. Yeah, it really helps.
It's something that only lasts for seconds, but I will take it, and I'm constantly doing, I'm going like this, and I got one of those little hand things where I'm constantly digging in, and I can handle a good amount of pain. Like I always thought that people just thought I was this I don't want to say wuss, but
that you had like a low pain tolerance.
Right. And I actually have an overly high pain tolerance because like I can totally ignore something for as much as I need to. Right. But as soon as I sit down and give it some oxygen, then it's on. So people don't understand that when you're doing that, you're not doing it because you're happy about it. I don't go around buzzing around all day, you know, constantly moving and doing things. I think to myself, I don't really want to be doing this, but if I'm not doing this, I'm doing something to feel sorry for myself.
Okay.
Right? That's how I look at it, is if I'm in sitting mode, I feel like I'm having a pity party.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to give it that amount of oxygen. Like, it needs to be snuffed out. It does not need to be, you know,
Giving it life.
encouragement. I don't like that. I don't like that it has so much of my time. Like, it didn't earn it.
Right. That's true.
It didn't say, excuse me, I came by to visit. Is it okay if I stay for the rest of your freaking life? No, you didn't ask. You didn't get permission. You know, like, this isn't right. And I know a lot of people that have illnesses, and they don't have to be painful illnesses. But I think with illness comes pain. I don't know of any other way, to be honest, because this is what I deal with. So I just assume, and I think, okay, if everybody has some level of pain, right? Whether it's mental, physical, emotional, there is going to be something for someone, right? So I've got to say to myself, okay, you're not the only one on this boat. I've got to be just as sympathetic, empathetic to the next person that can't explain to me the way they feel either, right?
Right.
But I don't think of it that way when I'm already on this heightened sense of awareness, like thing. It doesn't come to your head. The first thing that comes to your head is, crap, I'm stressed and I didn't get any sleep, and, you know, I'm not hungry, or I'm so hungry, but I can't chew, or, you know, there's so many things that have to come before that it's
So it's very hard. I mean, you seem to be so strong. Do you ever just have a really bad day and spiral down?
I have lots of them.
Okay.
I have a ton of them.
Okay. Are they moments? Are they stretches of days?
They can be stretches of days. They can be a good, especially after something that's happened to me traumatically, like the biopsy. So for that, I will just sit and not do anything as a self-care tactic.
Right. Okay.
Like, I had
It's more of a
already
recovery, I think. It's like you're recovering from this procedure. But like, you ever just get up and you feel kind of sorry for yourself that this is your life now.
Oh, yeah.
And this is what I have to look forward to. How do you get out of that type of day?
Well, a lot of it has to do with, one, I look at my animals. They help a lot. Two, I try to get outside, even if it's just to breathe some fresh air and come right back inside.
Okay.
Based on the weather. If I'm cold, that's no bueno. But if I can get out and walk my dog around the block a couple times, I talk to him. I do a lot of self-talking. Like, if I am in the house, I am talking myself out of, let's like, okay, let's think about this. Like, what's going on? Why do you feel like this? A lot of it is just sleep related or sleep deprivation, I feel like.
Yeah, but we don't sleep, so
right. So you still gotta keep going. So in my head, I'm constantly going, okay, I gotta go, I gotta make dinner, or I gotta go pick up stuff for the whoever, or and then the kids, the babysitting, that has turned me around. Like, like, they are the cutest little people. And I think of them as my family, and they're my other little family. I just love them to pieces.
That's your life force, getting up every day for them.
Oh my gosh. And if I'm not babysitting that day, I'm thinking about what we're going to be doing the next time I babysit. And then the mom is just like, you don't understand what you do for us. And I'm like, you don't understand what you do for me.
What they do for you. Yeah.
I go, your kids are
They're giving you a good purpose.
They really do. And they're sweet kids, and they go, Kristin, you're the best, and we love you, and you're the best babysitter. And then the girl says to me, Kristin, you're my superhero.
Yeah, you are.
If I can do it for them, I will. Like, I like doing things for other people. I don't think unless they take advantage of me.
Yeah.
And then you have crossed my boundaries. And
Sure.
that is the newest thing I've learned. That is something that has been so invaluable to me and has probably made me feel a little bit better about how I take care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Is that I have had to set boundaries because I've had conversations with people and they're not registering.
Yeah.
So I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've explained it to you 17 ways from Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And while I know you can't appreciate or understand my pain, I
Right.
would appreciate it if you understand that I do not feel good and what you're doing and saying and how you're acting towards me
Mm-hmm.
is not conducive to my feeling better. When you are empathetic, you too tend to pick up people that take advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I am too aware now as I've gotten older, and I have found people that treat me with respect. I keep telling my daughters, I'm like, I'm assembling my tribe, you guys. I'm getting my tribe together. This is
That's a good feeling, isn't it?
It is because you know the people that are rooting for you. I feel like also I'm teaching my girls how to be grown women
Mm-hmm.
and to not tolerate things that are not good for them.
Right.
Or to not put up with things that people feel is okay to push your buttons a little. It's okay.
Right.
Just push
And you
your
got to
buttons.
set that example.
And at some point it's just like if I respect myself enough,
Mm-hmm.
and that takes a lot. Like
It does.
I didn't know self-respect was so hard to find. Like that's
Yes.
mind-blowing to me. That
Yeah.
I thought I had this level of self-respect when I really just was looking to make other people happy around me
Mm-hmm.
so that there would be no conflict, I
You're a
think.
people pleaser.
And in essence, a perfectionist and probably have ADHD. And, I don't like leaving things unfinished, but I often do. Because
Well,
I
you
will
need,
walk away from things that become overwhelming a little bit sometimes.
but do you come back to it? I
It
mean,
depends
maybe you
on if
just
I
walk
realize
away.
its true value.
So you walk away and you regroup your thoughts.
Yeah, and if I don't realize its true value, then a lot of times I'm upset about it if I have let it go and it was something I didn't really want to. My nature is like such a good place for me that I just do it out in the open, out loud, while I'm on a walk. I'm grateful that I'm up and able to walk around.
Yes, for sure.
I'm grateful that I think about these things when they're happening. Like, I got to appreciate that I'm still walking, that I'm still talking, that I still know who I am and I still know where I am and I still know what
Right.
I'm doing. And I still appreciate like waking up every day, and whether it's cloudy or sunny or whatever, you're still up every day,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm still grateful that in my mind, I will not allow myself to sit for too long in that pity,
And the dark hole.
because it can really grab hold of you.
Yeah,
And if you're not
absolutely.
paying attention,
Mm-hmm.
you'll think you're living at this high functioning level and all this business, and you think you're being out cool and everything, and you really, really not. You're really not.
No,
You
no.
know,
We wear a
underneath,
mask
you're
every day.
seething. Yep, you're seething. If I could take the skin off and they could see like what it really feels
Mm-hmm.
like you would look at somebody that was battered and bruised, right? Like that's
Yeah.
what it feels like. Like you got drugged through a knothole backwards. That old saying, like, I feel like people have just been tugging on you and tugging at you, like your whole life. And it's like you just get through this hole and all you got are all these war wounds. And
Right.
it's just like, okay, now I've done this for everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
if I don't start doing something and focusing on taking better care of myself,
Right.
like I'm going to go down the rabbit hole. Like,
Mhm.
you got to start walking again.
Kristen, is there anything else of your story that you wanted to share today? Did you get to cover everything that you wanted to share?
I think so. I think I would say for the most part that I don't want the pain to define me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's who I am, even if it's what I'm saying to you, like on a constant basis, like I'm sitting here reminding you that I'm in pain, maybe.
Yeah.
It is not who I want to project myself to be, nor what I want you to see on my face. So maybe that's a good thing when you say I don't look sick. But I also hate that I have to keep repeating myself. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I can't do that because I have fibro, or I can't eat that because I'm allergic, or I can't, so that gets monotonous. And I know people get tired of hearing it, but if you heard me the first time, I wouldn't have to keep repeating myself. So who's the bad guy?
I understand that. That's a struggle
So
for a lot of people.
it is. And so while you want people to remember you're sick, you don't want them to think you look sick,
Yeah.
or you're carrying yourself, or you're milking it. Like, I don't want to milk it. I feel I owe it its due course. And I do feel as if when I am in a state where it's just like, no, don't do it, then don't do it.
Yeah.
And you have to shut down your thought process, like, I really need to get up and do this because I got to get it done and da. But it's just like, no,
Mm-hmm.
no. Like, if you're in pain and you're in more pain than you were yesterday and you really need to shut it down,
Yeah.
like, do what you need to do.
Listen
Like,
to your body.
it is telling you everything you need to know. Everything. Like,
Mm. Did you want me to mention your YouTube channel and put that out there for you?
that would be awesome. It's called The Best Blessed Life.
I think I saw that on your email. The Best Blessed Life. I love it.
Yeah. So what it all was based on was not just about like getting exercise and, eating better, or making things that are bad for you better for you, by alternating it, or fixing it, or making it somehow different, or with different ingredients. But it was also finding a happy medium where it was like, okay to be a little naughty if you wanted to, like, eat a little something, because it
Sure.
wasn't so bad for you,
Right.
but you got to think that it's like cheating, because then it's like plays a trick with your mind, But I always try to find like the positive things. So all my stories on Instagram and Facebook are positive affirmation. Like this year was all positive affirmations. Last year it was positive quotes. And
Okay.
then when I first started, it was positive words. So I keep,
Building on that.
so next year I've already decided it's going to be like positive compliments that you can give like other people to make them feel better. Because I've always told my
Oh,
girls, like, if you see somebody and they are dressed like fire, like freaking tell them they look like fire, like they look beautiful. I think women, especially women, need to do that for each other. Like, we need to tell each other, oh, your hair looks great, or you're a really sweet person, or I love that you're always there when I need to say something like that's not so nice to someone and I need to bounce it off of you first.
yeah, for
Something like
sure.
that. Like, I think we need that in our lives, and I feel like we need to be each other's cheerleaders, and we need to push each other like positively. Like, I feel like, in a sense, like there's a good amount of females out there that would just exactly like to be out there for themselves than to just say, hey, you need help, I'm on board, I will do, tell me what I can do.
Right.
I'm the
Right.
first one to go, hey, I need help, could you help me for a second? But I'm also the first one to put my hand up if you're the one that needs help.
And
Like,
that's why the world is a better place with you in it.
oh,
You're that person.
so sweet. This was
I'm
so fun.
I'm so glad you agreed to do this. And I mean, honestly, people are really going to get a lot from you today. And I'm just so excited to have met you.
I'm excited to have met you too. Good
And
success with your book.
I'm
And
sorry?
good success with your book and
Yeah.
everything you're doing and bringing this to light, I think is amazing. And I appreciate you for doing this. I think
Oh,
it's way past due.
thank
And I
you.
think
I hope
you're
it's
a good
helpful.
person to do it. I think
Thank you. Thank you so much. So
perspective.
take care of yourself. I know you have to get up and stretch.
Right? You too.
Yes, for sure. Thank you so much, Kristen, and
Thank
we'll talk
you.
again soon.
Sounds good, Michelle.